Hello everybody and welcome to Florida. Now you would have already seen my Universal City Walk video and my Tampa Heart video. However, there are a few more bus routes and networks that I would like to cover. So today I'm going to be sampling the two express bus services between St. Petersburg and Tampa. Now, the second service doesn't actually go into St. Petersburg itself. However, these services are still quite interesting. Now, I was hoping that one of these services would go over the Skyway Bridge. However, I later found out that the Skyway Bridge actually runs between South Florida and St. Petersburg, instead of St. Petersburg and Tampa City Centre. So in the end, I didn't actually get to go on the Skyway Bridge. However, there is a bus service that runs between St. Petersburg and Bradenton, I think that's how you pronounce it, that operates over the Skyway Bridge. Anyway, our first bus is the 100X, which was the original bus service between St. Petersburg and Tampa. This bus was a classic Gillig BRT bus and wasn't very interesting. Anyway, we're going to be taking this all the way to the Marion Transit Centre in Tampa.
First Avenue North and 5th Street North.
Unfortunately, a lot of the buses, including the 100X buses, have branding and adverts on the side. And unfortunately, the Americans haven't quite mastered putting adverts on buses. As a result, for some reason, their adverts have lots of little black circles, lots of little bubbles, which makes it really hard to film and look out of the bus. Anyway, I'm sorry that you can't really see out the bus, however it was the best I could do, since the 100X bus had branding all over it. Here we are arriving at the Gateway Mall, where a few other PSTA buses passed by us on local bus routes. The PSTA operates all the bus services around St. Petersburg and Clearwater, although quite a lot of their Gillig buses are in the classic old livery, which I quite like. A lot of the newer Gillig BRT buses are in a newer, more boring livery. Anyway, all of the PSTA's buses are unfortunately Gilligs, just like the Heart system. somewhere on the outskirts of Tampa.
Stop requested. If possible, please exit the rear doors.
Here we are arriving into the Marion Transit Centre, which is basically Tampa's bus station.
Downtown Tampa. Marion Transit. Oh, this little rat?
Here I am at the Marion Transit Centre, which is where most local bus services meet, no matter if they're run by the PSTA or HART, who operate the majority of buses across Tampa. I think some Greyhound and Flixbus coach services also depart from the Marion Transit Centre. Before they moved to the Marion Transit Centre, they used to depart from a useless and pretty random bus stop underneath a major highway. The reason why they stopped there is because Greyhound decided to shut one of its many classic bus stations. However, I think most coach services now depart from the Marion Transit Centre. Now, because I had a lot of time to kill in Tampa before my next bus, I decided to have a nosy on round to the Teco Line streetcar, or as us Brits would call it, the Teco Line tram. Now, I didn't think this would be very good. A lot of the areas it goes through are advertised to be very nice and then aren't. However, the tram was very nice and it was very old and nice sounding. Now, I don't usually like too old things. I like things from the mid-2000s. However, a lot of old trams have a very nice old sounding motor. Anyway, here we are going along one of the streets in Tampa city centre. here is this classic old tram departing one of the tram stops. Now, because this tramway is supposed to be historic and it is pretty old, I expected the majority of the stops to be quite old. However, the stop that we went to, which was the first stop down the line, was pretty modern, which made it very nice. I quite often like it when there's a contrast between old and new. Anyway, here is our next tram arriving into whatever tram stop this is to take us back up the line. There goes the tram back on its way to however you're supposed to say this. Also I thought, however it turns out that the driver shut the doors to change cabs or whatever he has to do and totally forgot to open the door so other people could get on. Anyway, this tram was very nice and I should come back to it at some point. However, we'll have to wait and see. There are loads of things I would like to do. Anyway, that killed a lot of time, and by the time we get back to the Marion Transit Centre, our next bus is already here and is another Gillig BRT bus. However, this time the bus is on the 300X, advertised as the Tampa Airport Express. Now, it's not really an express service, however it is very nice. Inside the bus there are loads and loads of luggage racks. The seats aren't the best, they're just standard bench style seats, and the bus looks very nice from the outside, as long as a load of windows haven't been replaced, unlike on this bus where the windows have been replaced. Anyway, here we are leaving the Marion Transit Centre on our way back to the PSTA complex at 34th Street. One good thing about most of the PSTA buses is they have some very good onboard announcements and destination screens. Now, the trolley buses, which I will cover in another video, don't have very good announcements. However, the ordinary buses have some very good announcements. arriving into Tampa International Airport. The reason why the 300X is branded as the Tampa Airport Express is because it connects Pinellas County directly with Tampa International Airport, and the route is actually quite express. Before this route was created in around 2010, passengers I think would have had to get either the 812 from North Pinellas County or the 100X from St. Petersburg into Tampa Central, and then get another local Heart bus back out from Tampa City Centre back out to Tampa International Airport. Anyway, here we are leaving the airport to go back across to Pinellas County on I-275. Hooray! On I-275. Along with I-4 and I-75, the majority of highways and interstates in the Tampa area are awful. They've either got loads of roadworks, loads of confusing junctions, or, with the majority of the highways, are always clogged up with traffic. A classic bottleneck on most of Florida's highways is Interstate 4, which connects Tampa with Daytona Beach via Orlando. This is a classic bottleneck, and you can admire how busy the road gets when going through the centre of Orlando, as you can see the interstate from Link Central bus station. Anyway, that's enough rubbish about Orlando. Let's get back to Pinellas County.
PSTA Greenwood Replay Button.
Here we are back at the PSTA complex at 34th Street. Now this bus was extremely early into the PSTA complex. I think from memory it was about 18 minutes early. Luckily nobody actually wanted to go to the final destination, which is just some random park and ride. So the bus went and parked up for around 15 minutes before heading off to Almerton Park and Ride, which is the last stop on the 300X service. Here is a low-floor Gillig bus arriving into the 34th Street Transfer Centre. on the 59 from Indian Rocks Beach. This bus was in the lovely, classic old PSTA livery. I quite like this livery, and it's a shame all the new buses aren't in this livery. Here is another Gillig in the same livery. Here is my next bus arriving into the 34th Street Transfer Centre, which is another Gillig BRT, this time in the newer PSTA livery. Now, a lot of risky people were travelling on this bus, including this one really sketchy person. Now, you get a lot of sketchy people in America, especially on the buses. He got on and ended up getting off at some Home Depot. If you don't know what that is, it's basically America's version of B&Q. Anyway, this guy kept hassling me for money, so in the end I decided to stop recording. Anyway, sorry to end on a negative note, however, that's just the way things are sometimes. Anyway, sorry to end the video so early, it's getting quite long anyway. See you in the next video for another great American adventure. Bye everyone.